Hey y'all, it's David, and a quick video today on about how you can share in the ministry with me. Over 4 years ago, Allie and I, under the covering and the unity of other pastors in the city, started a house of prayer in San Antonio, Texas. This April will be 4 years of full-time ministry for myself. We've been on staff and helped out and volunteered in other places and have been in the ministry, but for 4 years have been able to just be blessed enough to focus full-time on the house of prayer as we raise our own support. And so anyway, that's done here in the local context. That's done on the global context as we partner with other ministries and get to know people. And so the Lord really has us building and establishing a place of perpetual adoration that would be the launching pad for evangelism in our city and in the nations of the earth. If you saw a few videos ago, I had some friends who are missionaries to the Middle East that are based out of the house of prayer as well. And so as we gather together to make prayer and worship the main things, the overflow of it becomes kingdom work and kingdom activity out in the streets and out in the nations of the earth, unifying the church, making disciples in nations and of nations. And so it's just been a pleasure to partner with the Lord and the different ministries that He has us connected with. And YouTube really has become one of those ministry platforms. And I know I do some fun videos that are just more Bible reviews and stuff, because honestly those really help the channel out. But I do have such a huge heart for spreading the good news, for teaching, for even just making believers out of believers or lovers out of believers. And anyway, it's just been such a pleasure to work in all the different arenas and spheres that we have, but still nothing's changed. We still raise our own support. And so as this sphere has grown to over 2,000 subscribers now. I just finished the giveaway video, but then I wanted to, as we're coming to this season of giving, invite you all, whether it's a few or a ton, it's okay. I just want to put the invitation out there to be able to partner with us in ministry, because we do raise our own support, and I've developed friendship with many of you, and I honestly do think it would be a blessing as you share in the ministry that we're doing here locally, and even continuing on the channel as we travel and plant other works, as we work to unite the church with other ministries we've partnered with, like the 10 Days of Prayer based out of New England, that's really become this global prayer movement, representative of all kinds of denominations. It's just so fun. Anyway, it's just a pleasure to be a part of what the Lord's doing, and so I want to invite you to come be a part of that with us and share in the ministry, even just through finances, if the Lord should put that on your heart. If He doesn't, then we'll still be friends. It's okay. Like, I am confident that the Lord has called us to be in this place, and He has confirmed it and provided for us in so many ways that we know He will continue to support us. But the Lord does use people coming together in community to support the work of the kingdom. And I've seen the errors of a manipulative, money-centered gospel, and I've seen some of the errors on the other extreme of that. And so we tend to make spiritual values, and maybe many of us don't, but I see people on different ends of this spectrum, on the money and finance issue, of making a spiritual value out of being rich or making a spiritual value out of being poor. Both those are neutral, and that's why Paul says at the end of Philippians, he's like, I know how to have much, I know how to have little. The secret is just contentment in the Lord. So that way, when you have little, you know the Lord's your source, and you're continuing to lean on the Lord, and you have eternal vision to not be insecure if I don't have much. That's just such a wonderful posture to be in as well, because Paul says in 2 Corinthians chapter 8, like the Macedonians, because their joy overflowed, even in their poverty, they were zealous to give. And so that's the key, contentment with the Lord, so that when you do get finances flowing through you, you understand how the kingdom works. And instead of buying and selling, the kingdom works in the context of giving and receiving. And again, that's believers coming together in community and relationship to further the purposes of the kingdom. I personally believe, and I am on fire about this, that the Lord is going to fund His kingdom with people that know what to do with the funds, with the resources that are coming. King David knew what to do with the resources given to him. That's why he was made king. He said at the end of his life, he's like, I wasn't made king for my own riches, honor, glory, and all this stuff. It's like, I was made king for the sake of the people. What he knew, what he understood in his private context with the Lord moves him up into a leadership level to have influence over the nation, and He behold, I would submit to you the whole nation into a window where they were able to operate in our eternal Melchizedek priesthood that we read about in Hebrews. And that's why they experienced so much of the grace and saying things like, you didn't even desire sacrifice and offering. And so anyway, King David knew what to do with that resource. And so I fully believe like the church should be embarrassing Saudi Arabia with the amount of money that we spend united together to evangelize the globe and accomplish the Great Commission. It should not be the other way around. And for too long, Saudi Arabia has been embarrassing the church for the amount of money and oil money that they're just dumping and dumping and dumping to evangelize just the West. And it's effective. Post 9/11, Islam is still the fastest growing religion in Europe and in America. Beloved, this ought not be. And the resource that's funding them, I just pray like, Lord, pull the bottom out on that and fund your kingdom. Fund your kingdom. Give resources to your kingdom. So anyway, I invite you again to partner with us if you're able. Give. Paul says, give into proportion to what you have. So I'm not trying to manipulate you or milk anything from anyone. If you can be a joyful giver and this would excite your heart, then I invite you to partner with us in a way that would just excite your heart. And so there's many ways you can do that. Some of you are already on my Patreon page. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Some have been there from the beginning and just steadfast. And so thank you. That has been such a blessing. And so I'm not trying to get like more from you guys, or I just want a special thank you to the Patreon people, the folks that enjoy and purchase the music on Bandcamp. And so I put those links at the end of all the videos. And so if you want to give, and I mean Patreon is like $2 a month at the lowest tier, $2 a month, $5 a month, and $10 a month. There's different reward tiers just because that's how Patreon works. So if you're content driven and you want to get more involved like in the music or the audio Bible, then I invite you over there. And if you want to give more, Patreon will let you give more. And you can give on that platform. For those of you that want the tax receipt and actually might have the capacity to give larger amounts and need the giving receipt at the end of the year, then there's a way that you can do that as well through our ministry website. And so I will link down below in the description. I will link my personal email because if you want to give that way, I would like to communicate just face to face with you, share more about the vision of what's going on in San Antonio, what's going on globally. I'm sure if you're watching this, probably familiar with what's going on in the YouTube world with just my channel on the YouTube channel YouTube. How many times I say YouTube? Anyway, so I'll have my personal email. I would love to get in contact with you, again, just to share the vision. So send me an email, and then as a forerunner to that email as well, I'll also link down below the website that our ministry uses for giving, and it'll have the SA Tabernacle logo on there. And so you can set up automatic recurring monthly giving electronically if you just don't want to mess with the Patreon stuff, if you want the tax write-off at the end of the year. So again, we're just asking for monthly supporters, a monthly team to surround us in prayer and financial giving to continue to do what we're doing in the ministry. If that makes you joyful, excited, then we invite you to partner with us. But I encourage everyone listening to pray and ask for the Lord's heart in the matter and see what he would do. If he says no, then I embrace that no, and that's okay. And keep liking, subscribing, and commenting on the channel. And so this isn't like a who's gonna be like superior subscribers or superior Christian thing or whatever. Just and I'm sure many of you are already generous and you're giving to so many things already. And so I'm just presenting before you something else that would be an opportunity for your generosity and invite you to join our team here in San Antonio. So that's all that I had for today. I do have some fun Bible reviews. I like geeking out over Bibles, but just to kind of sum up where you can give, you can go over to Patreon. That link will be in the description if you want to give a small monthly amount. And then if you want the tax write-off or just want to go straight through the ministry, then I'll put that link for giving through the ministry. I'll put that link in the description as well, but I will have my personal email with that. So if you're one of those, then please shoot me an email and let's get a time to get on a Zoom call or FaceTime or something so that we can meet and I can share the vision with you. Anyway, I just encourage you to pray. Whatever decision, if you made it this part of the video, like it's okay. I'm not sitting before you trying to manipulate you. We're excited to see the new things that will be able to come on board as we're able to build and strengthen this team of supporters. It's time to take the ministry work and labor to the next level. Feel welcome to come and join the team. If not, you're still a part of my YouTube family, and I love and appreciate each of you guys, and this channel wouldn't be where it was without you. So thank you for even just the opportunity to make this video and put it before an audience of 2,000 people. So we will see what happens. I'm confident that the Lord has called us. I'm confident that we're gonna stay here and keep building and growing. And so anyway, I'm talking in circles, I feel like now. So I will see you guys later, probably next week with a Bible review. So y'all take care and Merry Christmas. Bye.